If you're a startup company, early stage company, or even a company who has limited resources and need to get a lot of bang for your bucks, if you're struggling to find that secret, that one thing that can change your stars, get you on the map, make you a household name without a lot of money, then I've got a challenge for you. In fact, it's more of a bet. Today I'm going to talk about a strategy, a technique, a method of accomplishing all that. Get a lot of brand awareness. I'm going to talk to you about how you can do it with very little money and all the benefits you can derive from it. If at the end of this video, if you're convinced that you ought to investigate this technique for yourself, here's the bet. You need to like, subscribe, and follow. Deal? Then let's talk about that because marketing matters. Hello, my name is Bill Arnold. I'm president of Prevail Marketing, and every single day we deliver to you a video on how you can grow your business, improve where you're at by doing better marketing, better sales, inventive ways of doing it that you haven't thought of before, but we have utilized for our clients time and time again. What you need to do if you want more information about any of this is go to prevailmarketing.com and check out our website. Let's talk about this secret, this method that we have that's rarely used, but when it's used, it can be powerful. It's called guerrilla marketing. And if you watched our video yesterday, you've seen the good and bad ways of doing it. The ones who did this exceptional got exceptional results. They were put on the map. It changed, they got millions of dollars. One got $1 billion for the companies sold because they did it so well. Others saw a huge increase in sales. On the backside, though, the ones who did it poorly, who didn't plan ahead, didn't get those results. Today, we're going to talk about the benefits that you can derive, why you need to do this. And tomorrow, if you stick around, we're going to talk about how to do it to make sure you do not have a problem. Let's talk about the benefits. Okay. Guerrilla marketing, as you know, is doing something sensational, innovative, striking, different. Something that is going to catch the eye, that's avant-garde. That's not traditional marketing. And if you do these campaigns, you're going to find that guerrilla marketing can pay dividends because it's low cost or can be low cost. Most of these guerrilla marketing campaigns cost very little put on because they're designed that way. Maybe you have to hire, maybe you have to get a license, but they're insignificant compared to the kind of attention. For that kind of attention you have to pay for by paid demand or creating the content, distributing the content, and waiting. Nothing like it at all. And the whole purpose of guerrilla marketing, one of the main purposes, is brand awareness, increased brand awareness. I mean, the Guerrilla Marketing Association said guerrilla marketing campaigns increase brand awareness by 40%. And honestly, I think they undersold themselves because when you do it right, when you do it in a way that's going to be amplified by people who attend the event, by friends and family of people who attend the event, by news media, by publications, by influencers, the brand awareness increases exponentially. More than probably anything else I've done. What else can it do? You have high levels of engagements. First off, 96% of consumers, according to Adobe Marketo Engage, think that marketing campaigns using guerrilla marketing are far more engaged than traditional advertising. They're far more memorable. They have a cascading effect on the engagement because not only do they know the story, but everyone they know hears the stories and they share the story. So it has very high levels of engagement if you do it properly. And if you want to know how to do it properly, we're going to talk about that tomorrow because all of the things I'm talking about are obtainable if you do it right. Again, because of its fact it's going to have increased brand awareness, high levels of engagement, and a low cost, obviously it's a very cost-effective strategy. I mean, it's 90% cheaper than any paid demand or traditional marketing. I think that, again, that's an understatement. I've done guerrilla marketing, spent $5,000 on the whole thing, and got my clients $1 million of contracts. What's that ROI? How cost effective was that strategy? And the reason it's so cost effective, the emotional connection. I mean, I don't care what people tell you. Everything's personal in business. People buy things because of the emotional impact on them. They may not admit it. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to say, it's all business. I just look at the numbers and crunch the numbers. Now, at some point, it's how it makes you feel about yourself, about your company, and where you're at. You feel between two different chances. The one that makes you feel better, and the one you're going to do. Emotional connection makes it more memorable. Emotional reactions are 3,000 times quicker than rational thought. Think about that. You can give me the numbers, but if you make me feel good while you're doing it, I'm there. Emotional part of the brain process sensory 5 times faster than rational thought. The persuasive power ratio of emotion to reason is 24-1. These are not my numbers. These are numbers we pulled off from a psychologist after doing a study. Emotional connections happen when you do a guerrilla marketing because it's a fun, memorable experience. It's different than you've ever seen. It makes, wow, I can't believe they did that. Imagine the impact if they're talking about your product. It increases customer loyalty. 62% of customers feel emotional connection to the brands they buy. And studies have shown this emotional connection causes them to want to stay with that brand, to connect with that brand. This has come from the Journal of Marketing Communications. They become much more loyal customers if they see you've done something cool, fun, different. It helps you stand out for your competition. Now, if you're a small business, if you're a startup, if you're an early stage company, you are trying to swim against the current. You all got in this business thinking there's going to be a blue ocean strategy. We're going to find a technique and a strategy that nobody else does, and that's going to be our path. How'd that work out for you? That blue ocean became pretty red pretty quickly, didn't it? You didn't realize how much pushback you'd get from the established companies out there. Why? Because they're not going to roll over and play dead. They're not going to say, hey, here we can take that little niche. We don't need it. We don't want it. They see there's a market there. They go for it. And if you're in their way, they'll crush you. And so they got budgets for just email marketing that dwarf everything you're doing. How are you going to compete with them? How are you going to stand out from them? You create one piece of content, they create 20. You have $1,000 for paid demand, they've got 10,000. Everything you're doing is trumped by them because they have more power. They have more revenue. They have a bigger footprint and more brand awareness than you do. So how are you going to overturn that, change that, create a difference? Well, guerrilla marketing can do that. It can differentiate you from the competition. It can make you a household name. It can make you memorable. You know, the reality is most companies paint in the color beige because it's safe. I don't want to be too out there because, what would they think of you? Well, they're not thinking of you at all right now. So why do you care what they'll think of you if they're not thinking you at all? So rather than paint with one color, paint with a rainbow of colors. Become that company who everyone says, wow, I can't believe they did that. I got to tell somebody else. And it's all good. What they're saying about you is, look what they did. Look what they showed. I need to investigate them further. So stand out for your competition. Be bold. Because the alternative is continue painting beige like they are. And eventually, you're going to run out of roadmap. You're going to run out of road. You're going to find that the money you have, the investors you have, the revenue you have is not going to get any more. It's not getting better quick enough for you to stay in business long enough to make it. So you have to be bold. Victory goes to those who are bold. And there's nothing more bold than guerrilla marketing, if done right. Here's the other part of guerrilla marketing that's very impressive. Unlike a lot of things, most things you do in marketing other than paid demand are not immediate. You do inbound marketing. I tell clients 4 to 6 months, typically, you're going to see growth before then, but 4 to 6 months, you're going to feel good about it. You look at the other things people do, and very little is done like that, unless it's paid. Not so with guerrilla marketing. Well, sort of. Guerrilla marketing, you're going to know instantaneously. As soon as that event is over, you're going to look and see those people who watched it, those people who shared it. Are they sharing? What's that look like? You're going to know pretty quickly whether it has resonated. Now, that's just the immediate blimp. If you're good, if you've done it right, if you follow what we're going to talk about tomorrow, that is just the first blimp like that. Maybe an inch. Okay? 3 inches. If you do it properly, that 3 inches is wow, it worked. But now let's take this 3 inches and make it 3 feet. And I'm going to show you how to do that tomorrow. Because while the results are immediate, the impact can last and last and last and grow exponentially. You think I'm kidding? I have done this for clients. Do they all work this way? Of course not. Otherwise, they do it every day. But when you find the right elements, the right connections, the right way to frame it, present it, and share it, man, that is truly the Grand Slam walk-off home run in the last game of the World Series. That's what it feels like, because that's what you've accomplished. Yes, marketing is a game of inches. This is one of the times that you can have that walk-off Grand Slam home run. The final game of the World Series. It also has viral potential. You never try to make it viral. I won't say you won't try. You never go in there saying, I'm going to make this viral. When I tell people you do that, it's a mark for disaster. What you do is you go in there and say, I'm going to follow all the best practices. I'm going to check all the boxes of things that need to be done, looked at, reviewed, considered, implemented. And if I do all those things right, is there a guarantee it's going to go viral? No. If it was, I'd do it every day. But if you do them all, it has the potential of going viral, where everybody is talking about you. And overnight, you change the stars of your company. Let's talk about the numbers, okay? I tell people, look, I tell you my thoughts, and I always have things to back it up, but I always say, look, I'll give you numbers. I'll give you third-party studies. I'm going to read off to you probably 6 different statistics where they came from. 86% of consumers believe guerrilla marketing campaigns are more memorable than traditional marketing advertising. The strategy. About 42% of millennials are influenced by guerrilla marketing campaigns online. Content 365. 91% of consumers perceive guerrilla marketing campaigns as creative and innovative. Well, that's no surprise. Okay. Over 57% of consumers say guerrilla marketing is an effective promotional tool. That's true. A study showed that 40% increase in brand credibility and perception among target audience when you use guerrilla marketing. I've got more on this website, on the blog, that share these statistics. I share this because it works. It's effective. It's powerful. And if you want to change your stars, consider guerrilla marketing. If you haven't done it before, highly recommend you find someone who has, because as I showed you yesterday, the misses were done by companies who were big enough, had enough money, support, employees to know better, and they skill screwed it up. So that isn't a sign of just because I'm a big company, I can get it right. I'm guessing they probably haven't done it before. And they didn't know what to look for, what to consider, how to think about it, how to implement it, and how then to amplify it. How to ensure that they came off without a hitch. All these things are absolutely critical. If you do all these things, you can get these results. Tomorrow, I'm going to go through that checklist. I'm going to go through those considerations you need to have. I'm going to go through the best practices. Share with you what you need to think about, how you need to look at it, and how you need to implement it. Again, if you found this valuable, if you're thinking maybe, just maybe, guerrilla marketing might solve my problem, might put me on the road to success, might help me be seen and heard by my prospects, then we made a bet, remember? Like, follow, and subscribe. All right? I'm going to look back and see how many of you did it. Thank you. Have a good night.